Hari Om. Sit in a comfortable seating position. Your fingers interlaced and placed in front. Your back, your neck and head direct. Your center of gravity falling at the center of the base. Your body relaxed. Breathing normal. Attend to your mind. Let the thoughts come into your mind and gently die away into whispers. We will chant the mantra Om, followed by the invocatory prayer. Sahana vavatu, sahanam bhunaktu, saha viryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu mavit vishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We will chant 10 shlokas from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verses 51 till 60, please. Chapter 2, verses 51 till 60. Karmajam buddhiyukta hi palam tyaktva manishinaha janma bandha vinirmuktaha padam gacchantya namayam yada te moha kalilam buddhirvyatitarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya cha shruti vipratipannate yada sthāsyasti nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tadha yogamavapsyasi. Arjuna uvacha stita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava stita dehkim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. Shri Bhagavan uvacha prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogathan atmanyevatmana tushtaha stita prajnastadochyate. दुःखेष्वनुद्विग्नमनाः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः वीतरागभयक्रोधः स्थितधीर्मुनिरुच्यते यः सर्वत्रानभिस्नेहः तत्तत्प्राप्य शुभाशुभम् नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहरते चायं कूर्मोऽङ्गानीव सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते यततो ह्यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः इन्द्रियाणि प्रमाथीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः A quick recap of what we have been discussing in the previous sessions. Human being is a composite personality of spirit and matter. Spirit is the enlivening principle. Atman in Sanskrit. Matter is physical body, mind and intellect. By themselves, spirit and matter both are inert. There is no life. When Atman, the life principle, the enlivening principle, functions through the physical body, mind and intellect, there is an expression called life. Example discussed was when electricity passed through any electronic gadget, then there is heat through a heater, cool breeze from an air conditioner, breeze from ceiling fan, etc. By themselves, how there is no expression in the bulb, there is no light in the bulb, there is no light in electricity. When electricity passes through that gadget bulb, then there is an expression called light. We discussed a human being consists of 4 different personality layers: physical, emotional, intellectual and spiritual personality. When Atman functions through the physical body, again here the physical body is constituted of organs of perception, jnana indriyas, the 5 senses: eyes, ears, nose, taste and skin. And karma indriyas the organs of action, which are hands, limbs, organ of speech, organ of procreation, and organ of evacuation. So these 5 organs of perception and 5 organs of action together form the physical body. When Atman, the life principle, functions through the physical body, we become the physical personality. When Atman functions through the mind, we become the emotional personality, feeling various emotions. When Atman functions through the 2 types of intellect, the gross intellect and the subtle intellect, when Atman functions through the gross intellect, we become the intellectual personality, thinking about the thoughts of the world. And when Atman functions through the subtle intellect, we become the spiritual personality, contemplating on the reality. Every human being, whether you are an American, or a Japanese, or a Chinese, or an Indian, every human being possesses these 4 personality layers. And not to forget the substratum Atman. We continued our discussion saying that since there are 4 different personality layers here, there are 4 different stages of the intellectual development. 4 different ages. The age of gazing, the age of observation, or the age of superstition, the age of scientific inquiry, and the age of contemplation. How beautifully it fits in. When a person is extremely physical, gross, they fit into that age of gazing. There is no emotion, there is no intellection, and there is no spiritual development. You can compare this, the age of gazing, to that childhood. The child is not physical here. The child is not gross. Not in that sense. The infant is not physical. The physical body is developed in the sense, just couple of senses are in use. The infant is able to see. The infant is able to cry. Speech is not developed. They are not able to crawl. They are not able to run. They are not able to hold anything. They are not able to smell anything. They are not able to hear clearly. Yes, some sound is heard. They are able to see. They are not able to smell. They are not able to touch. If any sharp object is there in the cradle, it pinches them. Therefore, since they feel the pain, they cry. But they cannot say there's something there. Please remove it. They can't feel the emotions as how you and I go through. Feel the emotions. Not to mention about thinking. Not to mention about the existence of God. The existence of transcendental. When the infant grows, comes to that childhood phase, then they enter into that superstitious age. In whichever faith the child is growing, they take up to that particular faith, that belief. That child, I remember, the moment I take bath, whether it is early morning or to go to school or college or work, the moment I step out of the house, I had to take that ashes and then put it on my forehead. I'm not having it now. I'm talking about long time back. That doesn't mean I don't have any value for it today. Just because I am not having that ashes. You would have seen many people having 3 stripes this side on their forehead, or vertically like this. 2 sects of beliefs: the Vaishnavites and the Shaivites. Those who follow Vishnu, they have stripes like this vertically, and those who follow Shiva, they have horizontal stripes. Is it not? Many of you would have seen that. So, whichever belief you follow, that 5-year-old or the 10-year-old does not question, why should I have this, ashes on my forehead? The answer given by my mother, by my grandmother is, that is bad omen. Therefore, to ward off those disturbances, you have this ashes on the forehead. God will be with us all the time. In a emotional way, in a very devotional way, the answer is given, and I have accepted it at that age. I have not questioned beyond that. There is no reason behind it. Couple of times I remember, my mother or grandmother, they used to apply that ashes on my forehead, and I used to resist. And there used to be unnecessary arguments. Since I was living in Chennai and Bombay, it used to be very humid, warm, so I used to sweat a lot. The moment I come out of the house, within a couple of minutes, because of the perspiration, the ashes also go away, and I have to wipe it out. And I'm not carrying that ash, in a box wherever I go. I don't have it. I'm not ridiculing the practices here, please. This moment, if in Chennai or any part of the world, as a true that devotee will have, that ashes on the forehead, or the chandan right on the center there, in between the 2 eyebrows, or the vermilion, the round one, whatever it is. Till date, the practices are being followed. So, from the age of gazing, a person has come to the age of observation or superstition, observing various beliefs. Same thing happens in the Christian faith or Islam faith or whatever it is. All of us have, certain rituals. So what is this religion? Religion is nothing but, certain rituals, certain practices. If you directly tell them, give them the reason behind it, nobody is ready to accept it. Therefore they say, in the name of gods and goddesses, you practice all these rituals, beliefs, superstitions. As I am going out, somebody sneezes, bad omen. As I am going out, death procession comes, bad omen. As I am going out, my knee gets knocked against any corner, bad omen. A cat passes, a black cat passes, bad omen. As I'm saying something, maybe a bell is ringing, or you hear the ting-tong sound, then they say it's very good. Something like this. So, it is nothing but an occurrence, an event. many times when these experiences, occurrences take place, and when a person goes out for a particular job, they would have met failure, disappointment. Therefore, they are connecting wrongly the effect, the failure, disappointment, to the cause, the cat passing, death procession, sneezing. This is the age of superstition. And the other person, one person who question all this, poo-poo all this, they say you are an atheist. The person who practices blind faith and the person who practices atheism, both of them don't know that what they are talking. There is no reason behind it. Because the atheists also say, you show me, give me the proof, show me the proof where God is. It is like this object. I am able to see the object. Can I see God like that? One fellow slapped the other guy. Gave a tight slap. His own friend, who was arguing like this. Why did you beat me? Why did you slap me? It is paining for me. Show me the pain. How can I show the pain? You have to experience that pain. Only then you know what I am going through. Same way it is, my dear friend, God has to be experienced, said that friend there. So when you read all the great masters, the scriptures or whatever, beautifully they say, God is not locked up in a temple only. Vedanta brings you a religion which is written upon the leaves. Vedanta brings you a religion which is murmuring in the brooks, throbbing in the veins and arteries. Vedanta has to be practiced in the living room, in the marketplace. And that is what, this knowledge is all about. Knowledge of Vedanta, life and living is all about. So, when a person starts moving from the age of gazing to the age of observation or superstition, then the same child now becomes an adult and goes to school or university, not school here, university, post-graduation or whatever, picking up science or mathematics, start thinking. Entering into the age of scientific inquiry, performing various experiments pertaining to the world outside. And rightly connecting the effect and the cause here in this age of scientific inquiry. So what is the cause for rain? Evaporation of water, condensation of water, etc. Why is it that the water is boiling at 100 degrees Celsius? What is the distance between the earth and the sun, the earth and the moon? Is there life on planet Mars? So much of research is going on in the age of scientific inquiry. And all this happened maybe 200 years back or 500 years back. How to communicate with the other person who is sitting across the globe, whether the earth is flat or is it round or is it elliptical. I am sitting in one part of the world and you're listening to this, hearing this or viewing this session in some other part of the world. How is it possible? World Cup cricket match concluded a couple of days back in Australia. It happened in Melbourne. Australia and New Zealand, and we are sitting in the other part of the world, other part of the continent, and we are watching all those matches. We have conquered space, outer space, reduced the traveling time to go from one place to the other. Imagine even today, if you have to travel by a bullock cart, how it will be. So there is so much of advancement in scientific inquiry in the defense area. The way how people were fighting in the age of Stone Age or Iron Age, and what is the development taking place in those areas. Today we have an automatic weapon which can bring out maybe 200, 300 bullets per second. You just push a button, the whole city is busted. Not the whole town, the whole city, perhaps the whole country, if it is really capable of a nuclear weapon or whatever it is. So tremendous development is taking place with regards to scientific inquiry. Then if you understand here, vast majority of us fall in the first two categories, the age of gazing and the age of observation. Very few people come to this stage of age of scientific inquiry. Scarcely, hardly anyone, one in a generation, come to that age of contemplation. So when we are at the level of the age of gazing, then we are only using the physical personality. When we come to the stage of age of superstition or observation, then we are using the emotional personality. When we are at the stage of scientific inquiry, we are using the intellectual personality, and that is it. Hardly anyone go beyond intellectual inquiry and move to the age of contemplation. So in the present era, in the present world, people are present in all these ages, in the sense, in a society, the vast majority of people fall in the first two categories, and a small minority fall in the third category, the age of scientific inquiry, and scarcely anyone fall in that fourth category, has evolved from the scientific inquiry and gone to the stage of contemplation, and there is nothing beyond that contemplation. Whether it is Plato's metaphor or I do not know, people were living in caves for generations together in darkness. When they were living in darkness, they were enlightening themselves maybe with shadows. Maybe fire is there, by making use of rubbing two stones or piece of wood, or I don't know, maybe stones, because I don't know how wood piece will be available or whatever it is. So they were entertaining themselves in that darkness, until one guy, and this is happening for several years, one fellow came out of the group, saw a light coming from somewhere. So I had an idea what that it is. I had no clue of what that light, whether it is light or what it is, but something was there. Kept moving in that direction. It took a long time for that person to come out of that very cave, of the darkness. And when he came to the end of the tunnel, that cave, and he saw sunlight outside. And what will be his experience, how he can to whom he will go and explain that there is a better world here where there is brilliance, where there is brilliant light as against darkness. So this person who has experienced darkness knows that there is light outside, and those who have been living inside, they know only darkness. They don't know what light is. And this person goes back, traveling all the way back into that, deep inside that cave, and telling them that there is light outside. Why not we go there? We will have a better life, a better world. And these people, those who have been living in darkness, they are saying that he is mad. He has seen something, maybe a ghost or something like that, and he is, out of his mind. Are you all with me? How can he narrate his experience? That experience of going through that light to the person who is in darkness. Two different worlds altogether. There is no communication. It's something like that. And then one person had that courage and conviction, had faith in this person, and he accompanied, and both of them coming out now. That person, the second person, the first person has experienced light. He alone knows that there are two different worlds. Now the second person has experienced darkness, but he has faith in the first person, trust in the first person, and that person is taken along, and in the middle of that darkness, the person has left the group here and is not able to see the light at the other end of the tunnel. How that person will feel. See his position. Whereas that person did not lose faith, trust in the first person, and both of them kept walking. And ultimately reaching the end of the tunnel, the mouth of the cave, and both of them experiencing light there. And when the second person is now experiencing light, it is, totally different world for him, and he becomes, he's not able to express that happiness with him. He's stunned. No words. So when we experience something which is not expected, which is beyond our expectations, then we are stunned. Something which is not common, then we are stunned. There is forest fire, which is not a common occurrence in the forest. Even animals, those who have been running here and there, frightened, stop and watch what is happening there. They are stunned. Anything beyond intellectual comprehension stuns us, perplexes us. It takes a while to register what is happening. So, and that is what, the age of contemplation is. And then I'm just moving ahead by introducing the human beings here. In what way? World is constituted of objects and beings. Objects are lifeless, inert. Beings are plants, animals, and human. Beings that which has got life. Plants, animals, and human. Plants in the sense all those who are all those which has life in underwater, even including them. Plants under the surface of ocean, etc. Everything all put together under one category. and all animals, subterranean, submarine, everything, desert, etc., anything, colder regions, all put together, human beings, all a variety of human beings, different, varnas, colors, everybody put together. So we're not going to discuss about the objects here, that which has got no life. But I am going to discuss in a different way to explain that human being is the masterpiece of creation here. Chef d'oeuvre of creation. In what way? Human being alone can think, has the capacity, faculty to think. In that respect, human being is a masterpiece. Plants have physical body. Plants do not possess emotions. Plants cannot think. You can make a chart. You can write, one below the other, plants. You can write that plants, animals and human. Okay, on the top here you can write physical body, mind and intellect. So these are rows and these are columns. So against plants you can put a tick mark in under physical body, and into mark against emotions and thinking. Emotions in brackets you can write mind, thinking in brackets you can write intellect. I'll give you time to write. Plants, animals, human, physical body, mind and intellect. Under mind, feelings, under intellect, thinking. The first row, plants, tick mark against physical body, into mark against feelings, into mark against thinking. Second one, animals, tick mark against physical body. Animals have possess emotions, again tick mark in the middle column, and into mark, X mark against thinking. Animals can't think. We will explain this, don't worry about that. Let us finish this chart here. Humans, tick mark against physical body, emotions and thinking. Am I clear? I have explained you the plants about plants, physical body, emotions and thinking. With regards to animals, have a robust body, birds all put together. They can feel. That feeling is with regards to the initial stages of their life. In what way? When a cub is born, then there is a tremendous bondage feeling, the lioness and the cub, tigress, the cub. Even to that extent of a few creatures laying eggs. Is it not? They are extremely possessive. That feeling is there. But once the cub grows, the hen or whatever hatches out, and when they become a big one, then there is no emotion there. That now the cub has become a tigress or a tiger or a lion or lioness or whatever, then there is no emotion there. That part to be noted here. But they do possess emotions. Initially, when the cattle, cow has given birth to a calf, there is emotion. They say the cow doesn't yield milk unless the calf is next to the mother. I remember my grandfather or people, those who milk the cow, they used to have sometimes at birth the calf dies. So the cow doesn't know, the mother doesn't know. They used to have a dummy, keep that next to the mother here and milk the cow. I have seen the tear glands coming out of the eyes from the mother. I'm sure you would have experienced that. You would have seen that. At birth, few animals are separated, the mother and the young one. So that initial stage, there is tremendous attachment. That attachment here I'm talking about as emotions. You have seen small monkeys clinging on to the mother, holding to the mother tightly. Even they are jumping, hopping from one branch to the other branch. I have seen this in Rishikesh, in Ananda Spa many times. There is a time I have closely watched those animals there. Early morning, 5 o'clock, 4:45, 5 o'clock, I used to go for my walk. There are hundreds, not one or two. They all used to come from, down below, and they used to crisscross the trees, tall trees. Sometimes I used to get terrified. Outstanding place. Ananda Spa, in Narendra Nagar in Himalayas, near Rishikesh. Beautiful place. So, what I'm trying to convey here is that animals have emotions, but do they think? They can't. They can, to some extent, they can differentiate between a stranger and the master, food and dirt, but not beyond. Why is it that they are born as an animal? Why is it they are born as a tiger, not as a snake? They can't think. A human being has physical body. Human being feel various emotions, positive, negative, entertain various emotions. A human being alone can think. Thinking here, we can differentiate between the gross intellect, that thinking employed in the terrestrial world, and the second one is thinking employed in the transcendental.